Hi, hat lovers, vintage lovers, supporters of the Mobile Millinery Museum. It is so great to be back joining you by video. I know it's been a while. We were absolutely obsessed with preparing for the Jubilee exhibit, Majestic Inspiration 70 Hats for 70 Years, which debuted at the Burlington Central Library. So much gratitude to them for hosting us, and excited as well to have had the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, Her Honor Elizabeth Dowdeswell, join us. It was a beautiful day, and it was just delightful. And since then, of course, we have packed and unpacked that exhibit, and we have been trotting it around to various locations, so far Niagara Falls and Etobicoke. But we will be heading on the road again soon. But I wanted to take this time to bring you some new acquisitions. About a month before the exhibit, I heard from a supporter of the museum, and believe me, we always love our donors, but it's a special day to love our donors today. This woman had given us some hats, 20 to 25 years ago, when we were first collecting for the Millinery Museum, and she called me about a month before the exhibit to secure her place, but also to donate some more pieces which she had collected over the years, and they are marvelous, absolutely marvelous. So I want to bring them to you. They're very old, and let's just get started. It's fun to be looking at new old hats that I haven't seen before. I often say that my favorite hat is the next one that comes along. So several came along thanks to Maggie Kapusa, and if you're watching, Maggie, thank you so much. Check this out. This is turn of the century, circa 1900. It has a very generous crown. This would have been worn atop upswept hair. There's some lovely, rather deteriorating velvet that bands this upturned brim. Look at the sequins on the horsehair lace, and it's got, of course, the gorgeous straw. We're actually doing an exhibit now called Straw, a mainstay, actually a millinery mainstay, 1770 to 1970. If you're unaware, that 200-year period is considered the great age of millinery. Of course, by 1970, hat wearing had fallen by the wayside. So we are referring to this collection as Jane Austen to Monty Python. And the Monty Python reference is to their movie, The Meaning of Life. And there's this wonderful quote in there that what's wrong with the world is that people are not wearing enough hats. And there's a follow-up line, I think Michael Palin delivers it. They're wearing them, but they're not. People are still buying hats, but not pari passu, so not evenly. And of course, most of you know that I've done my part to continue buying and wearing hats, much to my husband's chagrin. I've been bringing hats home probably by the dozens for at least 20 years. So, of course, Her Majesty has been wearing them by the hundreds every year, and it was wonderful to exhibit styles that were inspired by pieces that she has worn. I'm just going to continue here showing you more fabulous pieces donated by Maggie. This one is a felt, and look at this wonderful honeycomb veil that covers the whole face. This is styled like a riding cap. Notice that the brim turns up on the sides. It has a nice, still pretty reliable elastic chignon strap. This goes under the hair at the back, of course, and secures the hat from slipping. This is also trimmed. This is also trimmed with a wonderfully large black ribbon bow at the back. And you will probably realize that this style from the early 1900s was adapted and referenced in the 1940s, with the smaller caps that would tilt forward, have the face veil, and give a little dramatic appeal. Now the next one is from the early 20s. It's not bell-shaped, but it certainly is a head hugger. It is pieced satin, banded in very wide black grosgrain, which has maybe it originally started as brown, difficult to tell. But just look at the silhouette and picture an early flapper ensemble topped by this beauty. Gorgeous. The next one we're looking at is a dressy poke bonnet, and this is a very well done reproduction in the copper colored satin. So look how the side is trimmed with fabric flowers and some feather, and of course the bonnet ties, which secure the hat under the chin, and then of course the bavolet, which was a very practical design element. This would keep the sun off your neck. Oh, this is nicely done. Now another poke bonnet with calico and woven straw. Here's a very practical sunbonnet. A lot of the blue, of course, has faded. Very, very pretty hat. Okay, so this next one is another style of bonnet, very early spoon shape. And it has survived with some fading, but still is a wonderful example of a spoon bonnet style. There are so many variations in 19th century bonnets, and the styles change from season to season with very slight variations. The variation could be in the basic form, or it could be the way it's either cut away at the back or not, and how deep the bonnet goes. Some of them sat at the back of the head. And we have one more. Now this one is a morning bonnet, and it's quite a wonderful example in crepe. And the crepe at the time was spelled C-R-A-P-E. And I should measure this for you, but I have not done so. But you can see the length of this veil. And of course the little bit of white silk framing the face and the interior. And I'll just lift the veil a bit for you to see some of the decoration. And the idea was that if the fabrication of your morning ensemble was not shiny, then it would be appropriate. So you can see there's no sheen to the ribbon. And the veil really, for its age, is in lovely condition. It hasn't deteriorated at all. Maybe a smidge here and there. You can see that those little holes. But quite wonderful. And we're hoping to be able to do an exhibit of these. Well, not just these. We have quite a large collection of Victorian bonnets, and we'd love to see them displayed behind glass in a good protective environment. As you know, we do not have an exhibit facility, which is why we travel, and I think more people actually get to see our collections than would if we had a stationary you know, a stationary venue to change the exhibits all the time. But mainstream museums do invite us from time to time to do installations, and we're certainly open to that. Here's a lovely crocheted lingerie cap, very generous in size. This one is an early lingerie cap, would have sat over upswept hair. And look at the beautiful ribbon work and silk tassels. There's a strand of hair. I don't think it's original, probably, well, who knows where this has been before it came to us. The lining is blue silk, and you can see the lovely hand stitches. And then the ribbon that is wound through the crochet work, this is originally blue and it has faded quite a bit. And the fact that the silk lining hasn't faded leads me to believe that maybe it has been replaced at some time, but maybe not. Maybe not. So there you have it. We are thrilled to now be processing some of this wonderful collection. And I thank Maggie once again. And I thank you all as well for watching. If you want to see some pictures taken of the exhibit, the original one that debuted at the library, and possibly some of the others that we've done on the road, check out my Instagram. That's all in the description box. And as always, I wish you a happy day.